For the win! Yes! Yes! Oh! Unbelievable!
Welcome back, everybody. This is Sharpsiders. I'm Jay Daniels. I got Eddie Wayne again with me. Today we're going to talk to you about NFL over-under total wins for this 2015 season. Now, I like to look at a lot of teams that are on the low end of total wins, because when you're playing 16 games, if you have a team that only has to win 5 or 6 games, 6 out of 16 is roughly 35 to 40% of your games. So I think you can see a lot of value in teams that are rated on the lower end, especially coming off of bad seasons.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there, especially when you take into account the fact that there's some value in those teams there. They're coming off of a down season. Really, the only way they can go is up from there. And, there's a lot of things that could have factored into that down season, maybe playing a tough schedule with a couple tough divisions mixed in there, tough opponents. And then you can also look at injuries. Maybe they had a lot of injuries, a lot of guys on IR, or, maybe just some issues at some key positions such as offensive line, quarterback, things like that. So I definitely think there's a lot of value that you can find in some of those low win totals. And I know you mentioned a team that you really liked in the win totals this year, going over. So I'll let you take it away and talk about Tennessee Titans here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna, I liked Marcus Mariota. His team, Tennessee Titans. They really lucked out in this year's draft. They got not only did they get Marcus Mariota, but they got a big trio in wide receivers. They got Green Beckham, they got Kendall Wright, and they got Justin Hunter. They also picked up the running back Bishop Sankey. So I think they have a really good offensive threat this year. Along with the defense. So I think that I think the line is at 5 right now, and like I said, 5 out of 16 games. I think looking at their schedule, they can definitely win 6 games this season. If you look at they're in one of the weakest divisions in the league. So if they split their division and go 3-3, now they only have to win 3 more games out of their division. And when you're playing teams like they got Tampa Bay, they got Cleveland, Atlanta, they got Carolina, Oakland, the Jets. That's 6 games right there that I definitely see they could win 3 out of those 6 games. And then there's your six wins. So
yeah, they definitely have playmakers at wide receiver. Add in Green Beckham. I think he could definitely be a steal if he fills out to his potential coming out of high school. They're saying he's the next Calvin Johnson. So if he can, get it together and play as he should, I definitely think he can do that. And I think Marcus Mariota is going to help out Bishop Sankey in the run game a little bit. They improved on the offensive line. They really had some poor quarterback play last year, which I think was a big issue in their downfall, which caused them to get the number 2 pick. Their quarterback was basically a revolving door last season. I mean, you had Mettenberger, Charlie Whitehurst came back from the dead to play quarterback, and Jake Locker, who could never stay healthy and is now retired, all playing quarterback for that team last year. So I think that definitely doesn't help when you're constantly changing quarterbacks. Teams always look to that leader at quarterback, and when it's a different guy every week, it's really hard to keep a steady pace for the offense. And I think the schedule this year, like you mentioned, is really good for them. They play all the last place teams in their conference since they finished last in their division. They already play in a weak division, as you mentioned, and then of course they play the worst division in football last year, the NFC South, where
right.
The team that won the division didn't even have a winning record. So I think that definitely plays into their advantage. I definitely think they can squeak out 5 or 6 wins to get to this win total.
Right. And I want to go back to that point where you mentioned that Mariota is really going to help out Sankey. I like the way, Mariota, he's a running QB. He can break out and then he can gain some yards. So I think the play action is really going to hurt defenses. They're not going to know, should we go to Mariota, should we go to Sankey? So I think the combination of both of them is really going to play a factor in their season.
Bringing Dick LeBeau over from Pittsburgh, I think that's definitely going to help out. They have a lot of young talent on defense. I don't think they had a good coach before that they could learn from and grow. So now that they have Dick LeBeau, he's a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator, probably one of the best, if not the best, defensive coordinators of all time coming over to teach these guys. I think that'll definitely help improve the defensive side of the football as well.
I'm going to say Tennessee Titans over 5 total wins. And that's going to be my free pick in this video. And that's gonna do it for us here at Sharpsiders. Thank you for watching, guys. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can follow myself at jdaniels_ss. and Eddie's is at Eddie Wayne SS. I'll post the links right below myself. If you want to purchase any of our picks, you can contact us at sharpsiders@yahoo.com. Again, I'll post a link right down below me. I like to keep the picks cheap, reasonable, about 10 to 20 bucks. And our website is currently under construction. It'll be up by the end of this week, hopefully. So you can contact us at sharpsiders.com as well when that's up and running. But like I said, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy betting.
For the win! Yes!